man. Hold on, man. It almost got real in here.
Yeah, man.
Snoop will bring it out, man, for
Snoop
real.
will bring it out. He's so trill with it, man.
Man.
But you got that same quality about you, man.
Oh, man.
It's something about you, man. I've
Yeah.
always appreciated about you, man. I'm gonna tell you what it is too. It's certain individuals I've met in the game, like a Snoop, like a Bun B, you know, Pimp C.
For sure.
Let that angel rest in peace.
For sure, for sure.
Growing up with Pac, you know, it's certain people that have a certain aura about them of realness, you know, and it's hard for it not to get convoluted or corrupted because of the music business. Sometimes when you into that music business, you know, it could take you on different strides because you're chasing shit to keep your fame or to keep that money coming in, put you in different corners. But man, ever since straight out of Cashville, and even prior to that, man, I've always been fascinated by your story because I think what appeals to people about you, Young Buck, is that they see themselves in it.
That's real.
You feel me?
That's real, real.
So they could relate to everything you've gone through, from your rises to your falls to your
without a doubt
to your rises again. You
Without
like
a
the
doubt.
Phoenix, baby. You like the Phoenix, baby.
Nah, it's love, man. And you really put it in a real way. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I heard that same thing from the Outlaws.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Those are my brothers from another mother.
Family too, right?
Without a doubt.
What they tell you?
They do the same comparisons. They have a lot of comparisons that I have no idea about that Pac used to do, like small things. Like I remember at times I done been like, Edie, bro, I'm about to run to the store. Make sure you grab and I say something as simple as, man, bro, make sure you give me a little 12-pack of Sunkist. And he'll stop. Be like, yo, bro, it's like deja vu. I'm like, what's going on? He'd be like, man, Pac used to, like, that's his favorite drink. He used to send. I've heard that before from Pac. Like, yo, make sure you grab. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the small little things, and then just different little comparisons that I get when it comes to the whole realness aspect of things and the outlook and my approach to things, and just playing with my life being played out. With the ups and downs.
Yeah.
And I think, like you spoke on, it's something that somebody can pull from Buck to connect with. But that's based off of me basically making my life a part of the music. I feel like that's the only way that people gonna be a true fan of yours is to be able to pull something out of your career, what you're saying, and be able to say, you know what, I'm going through that, or I know somebody going through that, so I kind of wear my life, on my shoulders into my music. So it really is what it is, and like I say, it kind of works for you and against you at times.
Yeah. Sometimes it works.
Sometimes it works against you.
Yeah.
So just the ups and downs of the game that I've experienced. I can sit here now today and be like, man, swear I wouldn't change none of it.
You wouldn't change any of it.
Not one of, not none of it. Not even going to prison.
I was gonna ask you that.
Yeah.
Not even going to prison.
Nah, I wouldn't change it, honestly.
Why not? What did you learn from that experience? Those experiences.
I found betterness. Look, honestly, when you put in a position of having to go to prison, especially from my position by being a celebrity, I became a millionaire. And here it is, I'm headed to prison.
Yeah.
So I had a chance to have to reflect on, really what am I doing here? You know what I'm saying? What got me here? So I kind of really realized from the beginning that I couldn't go into this place bitter. And I just switched it from the beginning. I went in with the mind frame of I'm gonna go in here and make myself better. So I went to prison, and I came out with my GED. You know what I'm saying? A couple college courses. I treated prison like a rehabilitation situation for me. Honestly. Salute to Gucci Mane. He's one that I've watched. Experience prison and then come out, and then you see where he's at with it. So, like I say, it has that effect to certain individuals. I've watched individuals in my time in prison, be in prison for 10, 15 years, finally get that blessing of getting out, and they will write back in 2 to 3 weeks. Like, what you back here for? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, it's crazy out there, man. I can't handle it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just wild, So my experience of prison led me to, know when I come out, I have to find a full different direction. You know, whatever I was doing or however it was going, evidently it wasn't right with the man upstairs, because he set me down, you know, and humbled me in a real way. I've always been a humble person, but somewhere in the line, I feel like I became de-humble somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, and
was it the fame, you think? Was it when the success started coming in?
Yeah,
Was that?
I can put it.
Yeah.
I can put some of it on the fame. A lot of it is just me as an individual. You know, when you stand for something and you got morals and you loyal to certain things and loyal to self at first, you know, it can lead you in the right direction and the wrong direction at times. You know, for example, you know what I'm saying? When I'm, you know, stand for something, mean that I give so much respect, I don't go for no disrespect. But not going for disrespect sometimes can be the situation that leads you to prison. You dig what I'm saying?
You're a very loyal person too,
without a doubt.
The loyalty. I remember back when the Vibe incident happened,
without
back
a
in
doubt.
2004, the stabbing and everything.
Yeah.
You're protecting Dr. Dre.
Without a doubt.
That was about loyalty.
I mean, honestly, with all respect to the doc, I had no idea that it was Dr. Dre involved in that situation at the time.
Okay.
I was backstage with Banks, and we was actually looking at the teleprompter waiting on our cue to go, because I think Snoop at the time was on the stage about to present Dre the achievement, Lifetime Achievement Award or one big award. And watching the teleprompter, I seen the commotion, but I could tell it was with us and our crew. We kind of was all sitting together. And that immediately sparked me to run to the front of the stage to see what's going on. You know, that's when I seen Dre, you know, involved in his situation. And, you know, I just felt like, you know, let me make sure we come up out of here the best, you know, the same way we came in here, at least. And somehow a fork got involved in the situation that they say, you know, and
that's what they say.
Yeah, they said the fork got involved in you know, I don't know how it happened, but somehow the fork supposed to landed in my hand, and you know, there it went. So for me, it was more of a situation where I wasn't directly doing nothing for Dr. Dre. I was really doing it for the team and myself, if anything, because in those situations, it's more or less like, you know, who you know, it's a big brawl type of situation going down. I'm just kind of really looking for 50. Where 50 is at, and come across Dre. No, you can't do him like that. You know, so it was one of those type of things. You know?
Get that. You know, and you speak about team, man. I admire. See, I think it's interesting. Like when folks look at people who are in front of the camera, or voices are on songs, they think it's something different. Have to always remind me, Sway, people are people. You know, and so when they see teams go through their discourse, and you know, let's say G Unit, you see, you know, you might see brothers within the crew argue. You know, they might break up the crew, but then the brothers always gonna be brothers, and they come back together.
Without a doubt.
Without a
Real
doubt.
brothers.
Real brothers are gonna come back together.
Real brothers gonna come back together.
And I know all of you guys are real. So when I read about 50 Cent and Dr. Dre are lined up to EP your next project. That's true?
I mean, honestly, man, it started from not being true.
Okay.
It started from just me basically wanting that feel back. You know, I felt like from the very beginning, I've never, you know, never agreed with the whole G Unit Aftermath, shady kind of separations. Like we all pushed at once, even though G Unit is his own thing, Aftermath as well as Shady. It was always that family feel. So it was me in search for that same family feel. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like not only is it good for us as a crew and a team, but it's what's missing in hip hop right now. You know,
Speak on that.
It's like everybody got their own elements of the game that they bring into it, and then you have the element that we brought to the game that seems to, I'm never going to say it's out of here, but it's being more overshared with the younger generation. You know, it's more of a popularity type of situation now versus actually hip hop and the music it's about. You know, it seems the most followers who can dress the best, and it's more of a, you know, what you got going on outside of the talent. you know, bars of what you're supposed to have. You know what I'm saying? That's what draw me to this game. You know what I'm saying? Was actually not the clothes of hip hop, or not this individual who was known the most. It was who had the best music. And you know, for me, it's just about trying to captivate that aura again. So, you know, I was with Battle Cat. Battle got a real strong relationship.
Legendary Battle Cat.
Shout out to Battle Cat. He got a real strong relationship with Dre. And, you know, he just threw it up. He like, Buck, man, I'm going to be honest, man. You know, I ain't never worked and been around nothing like this. I'm going to be honest, since Pac. He got to, you know, really telling me like, yo, man, this is honestly, Buck, like I'm not here to kind of tell you no lies or nothing. Like, bro, you know, you got something kind of going through you to the point where, you know, I got to call Dre, bro, and give him my own person. I'm like, bro, I haven't spoken to Dre since the situation.
Yeah.
I'd love to get on the phone with him. And then I gave him my vision, telling him like, look, bro, my vision is to have 50 and Dre, you know, get behind the next executive produce my next project. And, you know, I just haven't had that conversation. He immediately got Dre on the phone. So, you know, shout out to Dre.
You talked to Dre?
Yeah.
What y'all say? What did he say?
It was a quick conversation, honestly, man. He was he really thought that I was around at the time in LA. I was in Seattle.
Yeah.
So he was like, pull up, man. You know, immediately, Buck, man, what? Pull up. And I'm like, nah, I'm up here in Seattle. And I kind of really quick gave him my whole outlook. Was like, look, Dre, bro, you know, I'm heating up out here. The streets been waiting on this. You know, at the end of the day, I want to see if it's a possibility of you even getting involved with my project. And he was like, yo, man, I'm open to it. You know, I ain't seen you in a while, so I want to see you. You know what I'm saying? And we'll go from there. And yesterday, I was sitting with 50. Yo, 50, what up, bro? You know what I'm saying? I got the juice, feel for real. Like, and at this point, you know, is it? Am I wrong for asking for Dre to come in and executive, you know, produce this project and even have a conversation with him and see if he want to slide in to get a piece of it?
Why
you
not?
know,
Get them all.
You know. So it's like 50 immediately looked at me like, what? Of course. I'm all the way open to it. You know, yeah, I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm with it. You know what anything that's, you know, benefiting you and any other guys, I'm never gonna stand in front of or try to hold back. I got his blessing. So it's just about following up with Dre at this point, and as well as him. You know, like I say, those are, for me, you know, in my eyes, my bosses. You know, those are the individuals that I look up to and who I've, you know, been blessed to come up under, in a sense, to kind of get educated through this game, whether it was just them hands-on or them educating me when they knew didn't even know they was educating me. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it's at.
Oh, that's a blessing, man. You got three juggernauts that are still in your corner, man.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. And you got this new song, Can't Lose, with this video. And you know, and I know Twani, I remember she did Out the Streets?
Yeah.
She was featured on Out the Streets.
Yeah.
On
10 Street
Commandments.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
And I remember her voice, and I was like, oh, that's that same
you
person.
tough, Sway.
Yeah.
You real tough, Sway.
Yeah, shout out to Twani.
Twani.
She's dope, though.
Twani's
She's been
dope.
in it for a long time and
really
doing
dope.
her thing, and she always has a great personality every time you see her. Shout out to Twani.
And you absolutely right. I like that too, because I was telling Twani she wanted to make it up here. I was like, it was kind of like last minute situation. But Twani, she deserves everything that she's getting right now. Like you say, she's been going for a long time. And when you got records such as Can't Lose, with this record touching bases, you know, with the masses, I get a chance to sit back and realize it's no different, kind of like the first project I created, Straight Out of Casville. You know, where I brought a lot of unheard producers to the game. I created a project where I told Shy Money, you know, send me at CDs at the time, send me my music on the CDs with no names of the producers. So if it's a Dr. Dre track got picked, I did it for the music. Or if it's sweet. So it's like, you know, with that whole thing and that whole mentality, I've always told Twane from the beginning of working with her that she was a star. And as soon as I had the right record with her, you know, I would go forward with it. It doesn't really matter to me about a celebrity or the star power, because I've watched this music make me into what I've became, as well as other individuals that I was blessed to give opportunity to. And that's just another celebrity, I feel, a future star, that I can say, hey man,
it's Twanay.
This straight up,
Yeah,
I brought to the game.
Great personality.
She can hold it on. She can hold her own from here.
Yeah, she got it now. This song "Can't Lose" is really, it's an anthem to me. It's an inspirational, it's a motivational song.
Man, you hit it on the nose.
You know what I mean?
You hit it on the nose.
Yeah, right. And so when I'm listening to it, I'm like, I like where you at right now.
Yeah.
I like where you at, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Man.
Honestly, when I created this record, I knew what it was. It felt so different for me. You know, like I say, everybody's so used to hearing Young Buck from a street perspective. The last motivational record I would consider was Shorty Wanna Ride. It motivated
Shorty Wanna Ride. That's what
it motivated you to,
right.
You know, shake that ass, girl. Shake that. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Shorty Wanna Ride had you like, and see, you feel me? I motivated you to look, get in my car right now. You dig what I'm saying? That was the motivation behind this record. But honestly, you know, outside of having a record like Shorty Wanna Ride With Me that was able to connect with the masses and every demographic of people, I wanted to come back and have that same kind of record, you know, to kind of captivate everything. And that's what Can't Lose is. It's a record you can play for your mother, your grandmother, your kids.
That's what I like.
You understand what I'm saying? It's an all-around record, and it's a motivational record. I feel like the world was demotivated the minute Obama walked out of the building. Honestly, especially black folks, you know. So I feel like because for us, we was like, hell, but it's the first time we've ever seen somebody of our essence even in that place, and he done what he done so much, not just for, you know, blacks or whites or whatever race it was. I think he was that most motivational president that we've ever had. So it's like once he was gone, overall the world has been demotivated because of the era that we having to live through now with the Trump dude in office. So like little things like that.
How do you think that's affected rap? Because it's interesting, because, you know, we come from an era where, you know, gangster rap, so-called gangster rap, we called it reality rap, right? Was at the forefront, and then this recent era where they call it the mumble rap era. And a lot of folks believe, well, you know, these kids ain't gonna rap about the same things y'all rapped about because, you know, they're the product of your success. But now when you look on social media, you see all these dudes beefing.
Without a doubt.
What do you think? You think it's a correlation, a bigger, you know?
I think, you know, this generation of artists right now, I think they got more of a focus outside of actually having beef to actually make it. They just focused on, you know, whatever got them there and sticking to it. So whether it's the mumble rap or whatever case it was. But once you get there and you finally receive this platform, then I think they become lost. A lot of them without not knowing what direction you're going. If the record that end up working for you was not the record of the direction or the image or whatever the case may be that you wanted to work for you, then whatever that record was that worked for you, these individuals is having to follow up.
They got to follow up.
Stay in character. And that's what I've never had to experience.
Stay in character. Hold on. Let that breathe for a moment, Buck.
Word.
Stay in character.
And that's
acting.
That's acting.
And you typecast it.
Yeah.
And then but the problem comes in though when you know done built this mask on or whatever facade that you living behind, and you forget the role that you have to play. And then you have individuals like me that can pay attention, like Sway and like y'all, period, that studies of hip hop. And you can do your math on what's real and what's not. And then the individual may start to feel as if, you know, all of this is still there for them. And the minute that they start to feel like, you know, yeah, we know this ain't what it was or what it's supposed to be. Then they start going out the box trying anything.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And that's what turns hip hop, I think, into craziness then, because once this individual who already done built a character for himself, now he done forgot his role, so now he's trying any kind of role.
Yeah. He's shooting in the air right now.
Shooting in the air right now. So now we got all this going on that, so if you can think like that with one, then think about the masses. Everybody's not real, and that's what I've learned to come, to understand in this game. I used to deal with this game from an emotional standpoint. That's why, at the time where me and 50 fell out, he was able to captivate my emotional moment, because I wear my heart on the sleeves. That's my brother. I came to tears. I hadn't, in the situation of it was, but, me being that individual where I wore my emotions, not just in that situation, but in a lot of different situations, it led me into, experiencing things that I know had I not dealt with this game from that level, I wouldn't have had the experience. So I chose to,
wear it on your sleeve at that time. You learn from that.
You learn from that. I now put it in my pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Tracy, you have a question?
Yeah, Buck, I'm really enjoying this conversation. And to touch back on when you're speaking about the younger generation and how it seems like they want to be seen more than want to be useful. Word. I've often wondered if it's really on the individual or if it's on the environment. I feel like social media has a lot to do with this because there's such an emphasis on being seen and getting all the likes, and you're like a faux leader. And so if social media was around during the height of G-Unit, do you think that there is a slight chance it may be similar to today? I
think it's strictly on the individual because you control social media.
Okay.
If social media controlled the individual, it'd be different. But it's strictly on the individual. You get a chance. The thing about social media is that, it's be all you can be. You see what I'm saying? Like even if you don't have these things, you can put it there like you had those things. Or you can make this whole facade of whatever you want to be. Now, honestly, I would say had social media been as broad as it is today, back in the times of the aura of G-Unit when we first started to move and everything, it would be a lot of dead artists. Because times was way more realer. It was more realer. It was more serious. It wasn't a game. Like our situations and things of that nature, they haven't been playful situations. These are real situations. So now it's more of I want to say almost commercialized it down to the fact of, you'll have a lot of these dudes that sometimes fall into having misunderstandings with each other.
Yeah.
And the first thing they do is run to the Instagram.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that's the outlet. You know what I'm saying? But for me, that's the first way into seeing an individual either looking for protection or something from it.
Yeah.
Period. You get what I'm saying? Because man, honestly, you can be the biggest gangster in the world and the minute that you go and say whatever you're speaking on in social media, it become your problem becomes the world problem.
It become the world problem.
Straight up and down. So it's like the real ones, man. And even me, I've had a lot of different conflicts and situations with individuals. I just can't find to take it to the gram.
Don't do it, man.
I can't take it to the gram, man. I'm going to keep mine A1, man.
There you go, man. We got Phil on the line from St. Louis, man.
I like that.
Phil, what up, baby? Phil's in the loop. What up, Phil?
Phil, yo.
Hey. Good morning, everybody. First time caller, and it's amazing that I got through today. I got to tell you, Buck is the realest person I ever met.
Wow.
I came home from a stint. I was reconnecting with my son at the time that was young. I was introducing him to rap. Buck was one of the first artists that I turned him on to. I was taking him on a trip to Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia, and we crossed Buck in Atlanta, I believe it was, in the airport. Buck was walking through the terminal with a small crew. I got up from my son. He first spotted Buck. He said, "Dad, that's the guy you was telling me about."
Wow.
I walked up to Buck. I said, "Excuse me, Buck, but I got to tell you, my son. I've been telling him on to you, and I want. And he loves your music. I love your music. I'm 54 years old, and I still jump on everything Buck does.
Man,
Love
Buck
it.
dropped what he was doing.
man.
Buck
That's
dropped
dope.
what he was doing, walked away from his people, came over and personally shook my son's hand and said, "Hey, young G, you listen to your OG, listen to OG here. This, that, and that." I ain't never forgot it. I tell people, I've been telling that story for years to everybody about Buck.
And now you just was
I mean,
able to tell it to me. And you
Word.
gave me chills in here in a real way because that's what I do it for. You understand what I'm saying?
Brother,
People like
all
you,
homage,
you know.
respect. I'm telling you, I feel what you put in your music. You actually live, and you one of the realest ones. And again, that connection to Pac and everybody do is in you.
Thank you, bro.
Hey, Phil, you a
Thank you,
citizen.
bro.
You,
Way
and
in
your
the
son.
morning, no
All
doubt.
right?
For sure, man. To tell your son, remember what I said. Take care of pops. You did.
I'll do, brother.
Oh, man,
you doing
man.
what you doing, man? You good, bro?
100.
That's what's up, man. I got chills too off
Yeah,
that, man.
that
because-
was deep. He
man,
meant that.
He meant that.
He
Buck,
meant that.
man, we got it. You got to come back sometime soon.
Yeah.
When the album is done,
Yeah.
come on back.
I promise you I will, man.
okay, and-
I promise you hey, listen, man, your show is one of the dopest shows. I listen to you. You know, even if I wasn't here, I tune in, I listen to you. Got one of the most livest shows. But one thing I want to say about you, Sway, is that, man, hip hop, what you've done for this game, hey, man, all I can do is take my hat off to you. You know, before I was ever in the platform of being able to sit here and have a conversation with Sway, I've grown up, you know, looking and wishing and praying and working to become an individual who was able to sit here and have a conversation with you, Sway.
Man,
So
that's
when
what's
I
up.
sit here and be in this position, I sit here and I know I don't take nothing for granted.
Yeah.
I stay humble, but I feel like I gotta tell the individuals who played a part in making Young Buck, like you played a part in making me.
Wow.
It's a few other ones that really I focused in on throughout my career, and you was my motivation. Man, I got to get up there to be able to get my story to Sway. You dig what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, you know, you be
Hey,
surprised how you motivate individuals without even
man.
being there, you
We
know?
can't lose, Buck.
You dig?
Can't lose, Buck.
You dig?
Can't lose,
We're not gonna lose,
Yes,
man.
man. Young Buck, Sway in the Morning, Shade 405. We coming back with Kevin Connolly.
And I'm gonna bring some bars with me next time I come back, Sway.
Okay, I
I
wasn't gonna say
promise you,
nothing.
y'all hold me
That's
for
a
that.
promise right there.
I
Y'all heard
promise
it.
you
Sway
that.
in the Morning, Shade 405. Young Buck, Can't Lose. You can pick
Yeah.
it up everywhere. It's his new single. Look for the video.
So I gotta keep